Hello everyone, and welcome back to NovaLogos Audio English. In our last chapter, we looked at building our lives on the rock of practice. Today, we conclude this part with a powerful lesson on consistency and integrity. We are exploring the parable of the faithful and wise servant. This parable asks a fundamental question: how do you behave when the master is away? True character is not what we show when we are being watched, but what we do when we think the day of reckoning is far off. This story teaches us that watchfulness is not about looking at the sky, but about looking after the people and tasks entrusted to us. Let's explore the language of stewardship, accountability, and the reward of constant faithfulness. Section 1. The narrative of the unexpected return. Let's listen to the narrative from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 24, verses 45 through 51. Notice the difference between the servant who serves and the servant who self-indulges. Jesus said to his disciples, "Who then is the faithful and prudent servant whom the master has put in charge of his household to distribute to them their food at the proper time? Blessed is that servant whom his master on his arrival finds doing so. Amen, I say to you, he will put him in charge of all his property. But if that wicked servant says to himself, 'My master is long delayed,' and begins to beat his fellow servants, and eat and drink with drunkards, the servant's master will come on an unexpected day and at an unknown hour, and will punish him severely and assign him a place with the hypocrites." Section 2. Vocabulary, Deep Dive, Prudence and Accountability. The vocabulary in this final parable focuses on the responsibility of leadership and the consequences of negligence. First, the word prudent. To be prudent means to act with or show care and thought for the future. A prudent servant doesn't just work hard. He thinks ahead and manages resources wisely. Second, the phrase, in charge of. To be in charge of something means to have the responsibility for managing it. It reminds us that everything we have is a temporary trust from above. Third, the verb, distribute. To distribute means to give a share or a unit of something to each of a number of recipients. The servant's main job was to care for others by providing what they needed. Fourth, the phrase, unexpected day. This highlights the element of surprise. This unexpectancy is the ultimate test of whether our goodness is a performance or a genuine habit. Finally, the word hypocrites. A hypocrite is someone whose actions do not match their stated beliefs. The wicked servant's true nature came out when he thought no one was watching. Section 3. Symbolic Wisdom, the Test of Absence. This parable offers a final, sobering look at what it means to be a steward of the kingdom. First, consider the definition of faithfulness. Faithfulness here is defined as doing exactly what the master commanded, even when he isn't there to give orders. It is a quiet, daily obedience. Second, look at the root of wickedness. The master is delayed. The wicked servant's downfall began with a thought, "My master is long delayed." When we feel that accountability is far off, we are tempted to live for the moment and indulge our selfish desires. Finally, notice the scale of the reward. To the one found faithful in a Kalsaf household, the master gives charge over all his property. Our faithfulness in small, everyday tasks is the training ground for much greater responsibilities in the future. Section 4. Advanced Language Pattern, Whom finds doing so. The text says, "Blessed is that servant whom his master on his arrival finds doing so." The pattern, find someone verbing, is used to describe an unexpected discovery of someone's current state or action. I hope the manager finds us working hard when she visits. He was embarrassed when his friends found him singing in the shower. May we be found living in peace when the new year begins. Using, finds, doing emphasizes the importance of our continuous state of being. Section 5. Practical application. Living in ready mode. How do we apply the faithful servant to our life and our English journey? First, be a consistent learner. Don't just study when you have an exam. If you only practice when you are watched, your skills will stay superficial. Be the servant who practices every single day. Second, avoid the delay trap. Don't tell yourself, "I'll start being serious next year." The unexpected day is a reality of life. Live today with the integrity you want to be remembered for. Third, serve those in your household. Stewardship is about people. Use your talents, your words, and your English to help others. True greatness is found in how well we care for those entrusted to us. Consolidation and review, deepening your understanding. Let's review the key phrases that define the heart of a faithful steward. Faithful and prudent servant. These two qualities go together. Faithful refers to our loyalty, while prudent refers to our wisdom and mind. It reminds us that devotion must be paired with practical wisdom to manage things effectively. Distribute to them their food at the proper time. This is the specific task of the steward. It teaches us that our primary responsibility is to be a channel of God's blessings to others. Faithfulness is about actively doing good for the benefit of the community. Master on his arrival finds doing so. The word finds suggests a sudden audit. The doing so refers to a continuous action of obedience. It teaches us that the best way to prepare for the future is to be fully engaged in our current duties. Put him in charge of all his property. This describes the expansion of responsibility. It reveals that the reward for good work is often more significant work. Our growth in character leads to a greater capacity to serve in God's kingdom. My master is long delayed. This is the internal monologue of a negligent heart. It warns us against spiritual complacency. When we lose our sense of urgency, we lose our sense of purpose and begin to live selfishly. Unexpected day, and at an unknown hour. This emphasizes the mystery of the end. In English, these terms create a sense of vigilance. It reminds us that because we cannot control the when, we must focus entirely on the how we are living right now. Assign him a place with the hypocrites. A warning about the integrity of the soul. This final phrase teaches us that at the end of all things, the mask will be removed, and our true relationship with the Master will be revealed. Thank you for joining us for Chapter 20. We have learned that the highest form of worship is the quiet, consistent faithfulness that continues even when no one is watching. This lesson concludes Series 2, The Parables of Jesus, Stories that Change Lives. Together we have traveled through the parables, exploring the mysteries, the growth, and the final responsibilities of life in the kingdom. It has been an honor to walk this path of language and spirit with you, but our journey doesn't end here. Get ready for Series 3, Portraits of Faith, where we will dive into Bible characters. We will explore the lives of the great men and women of the Bible, following the order of the Holy Scriptures, from Adam and Eve to the Apostles, seeing how their stories can speak to our lives today. If this series has been a blessing to you, please like this video and subscribe to NovaLogos Audio English. Your support helps us continue to share the word and grow together. Until we meet again in Series 3, keep working faithfully in the vineyard. Goodbye.